Hi, once again, everybody. Welcome to another great adventure of English lesson here in MegsVlog YouTube channel. So for today's lesson, we will be focusing on the present perfect tense. Yeah. So for us not to prolong the agony of waiting, I suggest you get your pens and grab your notepads so we can finally commence our lesson. Hi everybody, just as how it was mentioned a while ago, our topic for today will be focusing on the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is one of the English topic I believe everybody has heard in elementary, high school, university, and up to this time. And I also believe that some of us here are good at that. However, it is worth reviewing just to jog our memory. Jog our memory is an expression which means to remind ourselves. Right. And if you have a friend, family, relatives, or significant others whom you think who needs this to review, just don't hesitate to share this video. Just click that share button underneath this video. So they'll be thank you for that. Okay. All right. So without any ado, let's start our lesson. So you can feel more confident in using this beautiful tense, which is the present perfect tense. Let's start with the grammatical structure of the present perfect tense. We have the subject plus the has or have, which is the auxiliary verb, plus the main verb or its past participle. Okay. For our subject, we can have the you, I, she, he, it, they, we, or the name of a person, plus our auxiliary verb, which is the has or have, plus the past participle. I have seen questions before why they got confused with the present perfect, because sometimes they got confused with the past participle. They have been asking questions like, how will I know if the verb is a past verb or past participle? Actually, there is no specific technique in order for you to know that. You just need to familiarize yourselves. How are you going to do that? You need to always use the verbs. You need to read the verbs, all the list of the verbs. You need to read it. You need to use it in sentences. It may be written English or in spoken English. You need to use it all the time. So you'll be able to familiarize with the verbs, okay? But there's only one advice I can give you. We have the regular verbs and the irregular verbs. Let's focus our mind first with the regular verbs. The regular verbs usually has a pattern, okay? The regular verbs, you just need to add ed with the base form of the verb. One good example is call. 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 Call, you just need to add ed in order for you to have your past verb, okay? Call. I call. Next is the past participle. Called. It's also the same with the past verb. The past participle is also called because this is a regular verb. Now, next regular verb is dance. Dance, dance, dance. Next one is listen, listen, listen. Next one is talk, talk, talk. Okay. Actually, there are so many regular verbs we have in English grammar. And for you to be able to know that, you need, again, to familiarize yourself. Okay? Now, let's move on to the irregular verbs. Okay? Now, the confusion starts in here. Why? Because, again, we need to familiarize all the irregular verbs. Okay? For example, see, saw, seen. Go, went, gone. Okay. Another one is what else? Forget, forgot, forgotten. Okay. There are actually so many irregular verbs or verbs in English. You just need to always remember those. Okay. Now, let's go back to the structural form of the present perfect tense. So we have the subject plus the has or have plus the past participle. This is the present perfect tense. This is the form of present perfect tense. Okay, now let's move on to the first usage of the present perfect tense. A present perfect tense talks about an action that you started in the past and that action has a connection to now, to present. Okay? Again, it's an action you have started in the past and that action has a connection to now, to the present. Usually that connection is a result, a consequence, or when you're talking about experience, life experience. Okay? Let's take one good example. I have lived in Italy all my life. So sometime in the past, I have started living in Italy, and up to this time, I'm still there living. So my action has a connection to now, which I'm still here. I mean, I'm here. Okay. Okay. Now, next one is my parents have been married for nearly 25 years. See? They have been married sometime in the past, and that action has a connection to now, which they are still together. They are still celebrating anniversary. Okay? They're still married. They're still together. They're not they didn't separate ways. Okay? Okay. Another example when we're talking about experience. Experience. Just for example, David has played guitar since he was a teenager. So sometime in the past, during David's teenager years, he started playing guitar. He has learned guitar. He has learned playing guitar. And up to this time, he knows how to do it. And he can still play it anytime he wants. Okay? So that action he started in the past has a connection to now. And what is that connection? A result. He has become a guitarist. Okay? So that is a present perfect tense. Another great example to make it really easier is, for example, in the morning, you have felt, when you wake up in the morning, you have felt hungry. And you wanted to eat something to make yourself full. So you have decided to eat your breakfast. Okay? And your mom asked you, have you eaten your breakfast? So since you're already full because you have eaten your breakfast already, you're going to say, I have eaten my breakfast. Meaning your action of eating your breakfast has a connection to now, to the present, which is you no longer feel hungry. You're already full. Not full, okay? Not the other full. Okay? You already feel contented. You know, you don't feel hungry anymore. So present perfect actually focuses on the action, but present perfect tense magnifies the result of your action, which you have started in the past. Okay? We don't care about when it has finished because actually it hasn't finished yet. Okay? It's unfinished. It has an unfinished condition. Okay, now let's move on to the negative form of the present perfect tense. In order for you to make a negative form, you just simply need to add not after your auxiliary verb. For example, I have eaten my breakfast. Okay, in this have, we have here, okay, here, after this auxiliary verb have, you just simply have to put not. Okay, so you already have I have not eaten my breakfast to make it negative form, to make it to show that you haven't done anything. Okay, all right. Now to make it a question form, how to make it as a question form? The same steps, just like with the other tenses that we have learned before. You just simply need to switch the position of the subject and the verb. Okay, for example, I have eaten my breakfast. So the question form, since you're going to switch it, okay, you just the form already is have I eaten my breakfast, or have you eaten your breakfast? So that is the question form. Okay? It's very easy. Okay, now another pointers before we end this lesson is in present perfect, sometimes we use adverbs of time, but not all adverbs of time are applicable for present perfect. But the adverbs of time that is only applicable are those with unfinished time frame, like recently and just, or yet. Okay. For example, I have recently purchased a new car. It's just an example. It's not even true. No, it's just kidding. Let's focus on the sentence, okay? I have recently purchased a new car. Or you can say, I have purchased a new car recently. You can also say that, okay? Or you can say, for example, I have just eaten my breakfast. So you use this adverb of time to emphasize that an action have happened just recently, not long time ago. Okay? For yet, you can use it for negative form. Like for example, I haven't eaten my breakfast yet. Okay? You use that for negative, usually negative form of the present perfect tense. Okay? All right, so the adverbs of time that you should not use, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. Are those who adverbs of time that implies finished time. Like for example, yesterday, last week, or in 2017, in 2019. Okay, you cannot use that because it will just make confusion. Like for example, I have eaten my breakfast yesterday. It will create a confusion. Why? Because present perfect is a tense that does not a tense that implies does not implies a finished action. It's still, it's an unfinished action. So you cannot use adverbs of time that are finished, that implies finished time. Okay? You can only use that in simple past. And that lesson, we're going to tackle that on the next video that I'm going to share with you guys. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody to always, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that subscribe button here. You can find it here. So you will always be updated with my latest videos. And I hope, once again guys,